Hi everyone, welcome to RPA Explorers channel.
I hope everyone are doing good, and in today's video I'm going to show about this pick work item, which is one of the method from queue connector. We are going to see the properties like input filter, output filter and various configurations over here. And if you are new to my channel, make sure you like and subscribe. So now let's get started with this pick work item. And long ago I uploaded two videos, I think three videos on queues, which is like how you can create your work item using JSON string, and also uploaded one videos on get queue items. Sorry, the get work item. So I have uploaded another video like how you can create queues and various configurations properties or the different options you have while creating your queue. So in case needed, make sure you watch them. Now we are going to pick the work item. So I have created some item which is called the test queue. I nearly have 7 items. So some of them were in the status in progress and some of them are in pending. So I have 2 items which is in pending. So we can also filter it over here. Now with the help of pick method, I am going to pick these 2 items. And the very first step is to add your queue connector just by going into the project explorer and go to your global objects, right click on this, add connector, and here you have to add your queue connector. I have added mine, and also just double click it, go to the properties and configure the exact queue name, which is test queue in my case. Okay, so we are done with everything. So here you have to provide your priority, which is the input field status, and also you have something called sort by SLA, and in case you have any SLAs to be defined, which you can also filter it. For example, if you go to the columns, just filter with SLA, you have some field called SLA. So it's nothing but it shows or it gives us a timing before which the particular item to be picked. When you create it, you also have an option to provide your SLAs. And if you want to pick your item based on the time it created, you can just set the value to true. Okay, and it has 2 output fields by default: work item ID, which is unique for each work item. So for each item you get some work ID which will be the item. And the next is the request content, which is this one, request content from the queue. Okay. And now I'm going to configure some properties. So let me double click on it, which is the priority. And going to the status, you have few static values like critical, high, moderate and low, and which is nothing but the priority which is over here. So when you create it, you also have an option to define your priority, and right now I have 2 items which is with the priority high. So let me choose high, and then you have status. So if you go to the static value, you have pending or in progress. So basically this pick work item will pick the item with the status either in pending or in progress. So I'm going to use the one which is in pending. Let's click on OK. Now let me run this. So this is completed. If you go back to the queue and refresh the list, you just have only one. So let me remove it and you can see the options. So this was a previous item which was in pending and it is moved to in progress. Basically this pick work item will get the pending item and just move the status to in progress. Now let me try to move the status to in progress and let me check the value. And also you can view the request content and the work ID as well. This is the request content, and now let me refresh the list. And if you see here, the status didn't change for any of the items. So everything was in progress is the same, like it is still in the in progress. It did not make any change to the status. So you basically have to pick the item which is in the pending and it automatically move the status to in progress. If in case you want to get the in progress item, the status will not be updated, but still you can make use of that item to do any validations or do any process on that. Now let me go back to the pending one. Okay, so I'll just clear the log. Let's look at the next properties. Now let me go back to the pending one. Okay, so I'll just clear the log. Let's look at the next properties. So here if you open the configuration window, you have few input fields like name, type, stage, which is nothing but the name, stage and the type. So which basically you have to get it from the available columns. So here I have my type, and this is also something which you define when you are creating your work item. So here I have defined some numbers like from 1 to 30. let me go here and I'm just going to enable all these three input filters. So as soon as I select them, I'll be able to see it created as the input parameter. And here you have to provide your name. Example, if you want to pick the item with a specific name, you can provide the name there. So in this case, I'm going to take this name, which is William Jones. And in order to provide the value, since it is of type object, you will not be able to directly provide it. So you have to transform it. And similarly, you can provide your type and stage if necessary. So here the stage, I don't have any stage here, but in case you want to have some stage, for example, you can have anything as stage, any string value as stage. Maybe you can have the city as stage, role, or any random value which you can provide it in the stage column. So I don't have any stage, I'm not going to use it. And let me also go and take the type for this one, which is of type 5. So I'll give the type as 5. Click on OK. So let's run this now. As we don't have that particular item as pending, it will not pick anything. So we will be getting nothing over here. So we don't have anything, and also if you see, it will be nothing. It's because but we don't have any pending item with the defined filters. So this is how you can apply this filter. And now I'm going to remove this filter and configure the output filters. And also here you can define the filter options. If you want to search the name which is equal to the name you provide, or you can give like starts with, ends with, the same which is applicable for other two options as well. And coming to the output fields, so if you want to get the type, name, or the stage from the pick work item, you can just enable it. So let me quickly enable all of them. And now I have this item which is in pending. So let's run the process and see. I'll quickly run this. Okay, this is completed. So here you can see the request content, so which is this, and you can also weave the name. So in this case, this is the name, which is nothing but the name of the work item. So this is the correct. And then you can weave the type in case you have any. So this gives us 6. So let's check the type here, which is 6, and this is also expected. And in case you have any remarks for the specific item, that will also be weaved here. As I don't have any stage, this will be empty. And you can weave the response content. If in case you have any response content, you can just use them. And in order to provide the response content or update it, you have to use this method which is called update work item, in which you have this option to provide your response content. So if I click this, there is an input field, so I can manually provide your response content accordingly. And this is how this pick work item work. And also, in order to use any stuffs from the RPA hub, make sure that you just assign your board process. In this case, I am just working with queue, which is from RPA hub, so I have just connected this. So yeah, make sure to connect it. I think I have covered almost all the input and output filters. Now let's look at the JSON properties. And this JSON property is nothing but for every queue item or for every work item, it just accepts the request content in terms of JSON. So if you remember the previous videos where I have explained how you can just create a JSON work item or a string work item, in both of these methods I have explained how to create your request content in terms of JSON, which is very easy when it comes to picking it or updating it. So that is the reason I was just creating the work item in the form of JSON using both string and JSON item. Just click on this plus, and in this case you have to get the JSON property which is from the request content. I'll open this, and this is a JSON path notation in which we have key and pair, which is separated by this comma, and this ID which is the JSON property and which will give you the respective value from it. Just let me take the level, so over here, and similarly I'm just going to add my ID. And all the path notation should be there in your request content to weave them in the output panel. And when I click OK, automatically these two fields will get added here. Let's run and see the output. I think I don't have any pending item. Let me check my request content. This should be empty. Yes. So I'm just manually going to reassign this item. So let me reassign test. Okay, we'll rerun this now. Give the request content, and here you can see the name, a level. So level which is 8, ID which is 6. So let's see the output over here. So here the level is 8, which is expected, and ID which will be 6. So this is also expected. Similarly, you can add multiple JSON properties or configure your input and output filters. So I hope you all got an idea about this big work item. In case you guys find this video, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. So in the next video, we'll discuss about how to update item like with exception type. So thank you so much for watching this video till the end.